Alright, I'm going to show you how to make Squadrito's famous sausage stuffing. There's a couple tricks to it. This video is for my son who's going to try it in Dallas, Texas in the next few days. The tricks to it are, number one trick is Bell's seasoning. It's just awesome. Number two trick is it's very moist. It's one step from being soup. Number three, it's got a lot of vegetables. It's got a ton of celery, ton of onions, and curly parsley. Butter and sausage, as you can see there. But here's the ingredients. And when I show you how you put it together, it'll look a little bit, I wouldn't say odd, but it's a very moist. It's not like your stovetop where it kind of, it's nothing like stovetop. It's much more like mashed potatoes than it is, but the flavor is beyond understanding. But at any rate, here's what we're going to start with, and I'll give you the cups and procedure. All right, I got to revise my idea here a little bit because my son is doing it for just one other person. I'm going to double the recipe because I'm cooking for 6 or 8 people. He's cooking for 2. So what I'm going to ask him to do is just cut everything in half. So he's going to use one of these things, half of the... All right, so I'll give him... what I'm doing is 3 pounds of sausage, 2 quarts, I imagine these are, of chicken stock. I'll give the cups on the celery and onions and the spices and the butter and all that kind of stuff. And then what he'll do is he'll just cut it in half. So so that's what I'm doing. I'm starting off with 3 pounds of sausage and 1 stick of butter. I'm going to saute that first, and then I'm going to add my onions and my celery, but I'll show you that in a second. All right, another adjustment. I'm only going to use 2 pounds of sausage. That way he can just cut it in half with 1. 3 was a bit too much. 1 didn't seem like enough, but 2 is going to be just fine. And anytime I do Italian sausage, I always put in extra fennel seed. Fennel seed is what makes Italian sausage taste like Italian sausage. So you gotta put some extra fennel seed in there. Especially if you're making lasagna. Alright, we got 4 cups of not minced but diced celery. I mean, it's not big, it's not small. I don't know how to say it. But anyway, 4 cups of celery, so Hayden, you'll be doing 2. Alright, while you're cutting your vegetables, you got to chop the sausage up, and you don't want any big chunks of sausage, so this is a colossal pain in the butt. But you just keep taking a flat edge thing and chop, 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 and it helps when you take them out of the casings. If you do it then, if you just keep, the more raw it is, the more you're chopping like this, the better off you'll be. But you don't want anything big. Like that's all a little bit too big yet. We rolling? Alright, going to show you how to cut onions without burning your eyeballs out. This trick does work, not perfectly, but it's the best thing you can do. Take a paper towel, get it very wet, even dripping. Put it on. Alright? Alright. You can probably push pause. Alright, by now the average person will be crying like crazy. I don't have any pain at all. Alright. It really worked good because my eyes don't even hurt right now. See my eyes? They don't even hurt. I just did 4 onions or 3.5 onions. Okay, so getting on with the recipe, 2 packed cups of diced onions, and again, large diced. Okay, you can push that red button again. Alright, I've cooked and chopped that up pretty good. Now I'm putting in all the vegetables. Alright, and then we'll saute them just a little bit. Alright, and here is a trick. This is curly parsley. That's a huge whole head of it. So, you know, Hayden will be using half a head. We got this stuff going on over there. It just looks fabulous. It's just tons of sausage and onions and green celery. I'm going to chop this up, and then I'm going to add my famous Bell's seasoning. Alright, now we've got a ton of chopped parsley in there, and we're going to put in 2 tablespoons, maybe a little bit of a heaping tablespoon of the infamous Bell's into there, and then we are going to okay, you can pause. Alright, now I've stirred in the seasonings and the parsley. It smells beyond belief. Now we're going to add some chicken stock, 2 quarts of chicken stock. I haven't added any salt of any kind yet, because depending on the chicken stock you get, there's a lot of salt in it, and I don't like using low sodium stuff. So we'll see. I'm going to stir this in and warm it up and then taste it and see how much salt it needs. But there's my ingredients, except for the Pepperidge Farm crumbled and cubed. And to be honest with you, I think I may add more stock to this. I want it juicier than that, believe it or not. Okay, push pause.